Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Prime and Source is in the building. And Source, what you got there, sir? What you got?
Honey Nut Cheerios is good for old people's heart or something. I don't even know if that's true, but that's what it is. Here's the messed up part. My wife's sick, right?
Right. Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. But she was feeling a little better. She thought. She was like, "Yeah, can you go get some breakfast stuff?" I go to the store, grab some, eggs, bacon, some gluten-free pancakes, which is not cheap, by the way, and it's a very small box,
Mhm.
and some potatoes O'Brien, the All Righter
Oh,
frozen
for sure.
potatoes.
It's a staple in here.
Yeah. So I go grab that stuff. I bring it in the house. I even wash up a couple of dishes by hand to, make sure everything is facilitated the way she needed.
Word.
So I went live, did the live, doing the TikTok thing. And I noticed I never saw her come down the stairs. I'm looking around, waiting, looking, waiting. I finally see her. She like, oh God said die. And that's it. Ain't no breakfast. Ain't no breakfast happening.
Oh,
So it's back to the cereal. I thought we were doing something different. Nope. So here we are.
hey, look at that. Got the overflow. AJ, what up, bro?
Who was that?
It's Olive.
Oh, look. I had to take it to the top. Take it to the top. Top. Tippy.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yo, Don say off your bye week. Oh, no. We was back last week, bro. We was back last week.
Yeah. Where were you? Where were
Yeah,
you?
we was back last week, homie. He
Where
said,
were you?
let's see. So we got them scoops.
Hey yo, hold
Bruce
up.
was good. No
Hold
doubt.
up.
My man, JB in the house. Yeah. And
Was
my
it was
fellas
it in the
here.
group? Was it in the group that somebody posted Snoop on a stoop?
I didn't see it.
Bro, Snoop got a joint. I guess it's real. Snoop got a joint like Elf on the Shelf, but
Mm-hmm.
it's Snoop. It's Snoop with his knees bent up, sitting on a stoop. So it's Snoop on a stoop. I was like, yo.
Is he blazing?
That now I don't think that would have been good for the. And you can't do Elf on the shelf and Snoop on the stoop, and he got the chronic. I guess you can. I guess you can. That
You
might
can
have
do
cut
it. I
the
mean, social media gonna do it, so you might as well do it. I mean,
that might have cut the sales. He trying to get them sales. Salute to Snoop for following in the Master P, line of thinking and creating these different
cereals and all that.
streams of income. I love it. Let
Conway
me
Liddy in the place. What up, bro?
Liddy,
I know you happy this morning.
Liddy. Oh, Liddy, he just came here to talk. He just came here to talk crazy. He just came here to talk. Like he don't even. Yeah, he hype. He hype.
He is definitely a hype, and you know what he hype about. I mean, to be honest with you, let's get into that. Then let's get into that. We reverse a little bit. Let's go and get into that because this is happening right now, right now. The Dolphins and Chiefs are in Frankfurt, Germany, and boy, are they giving us something to watch. If you've been tuned into this game from the beginning, first off, shout out to my man Patrick Mahomes. No touchdowns last week. He comes out on the first drive, sends a strike into Rashee Rice, who got it going and got him in the end zone. And then it kind of evened out, it leveled out a little bit. Both teams playing pretty good defense, but these last 5 minutes or so have been crazy. I don't know exactly how much you saw because I know you was doing your live, but we just at halftime right now, and we have the Chiefs are up 21-0. You think, man?
I'm watching. Every time I look up, it's something bad happening for Miami and something good happening for Kansas City. This game above the San Francisco and the Eagles game. This game is going to be the nail in the coffin for the Dolphins when it comes to being a contender or a pretender. Because Tyreek is yeah, exactly. He got to be upset. He like, dog, especially the fact that he fumbled that joint that was ran back for a touchdown at the end of the half.
Everything is wrong with that. One, that it was him. Two, that it was a touchdown. And then three, it's right at the end of the half. Like, imagine going into the half after that. Yeah, like somebody got a picture of a burning house in here. Like, this is crazy.
And he can't even say nothing. If he wanted to say something at first, he can't say nothing now. Like, what you talking about, bro? You just fumbled and they scored a touchdown. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they got to find a way. They got to find a way. What you say?
I'll say he got three catches for 27 yards, but all that's negated by that fumble.
Yeah, they got to find a way to definitely get him going, man. They are just getting, they did getting waxed. Mahomes has 2 touchdowns, in this game, but he got 2 touchdowns in this game on offense, 1 defensively. He up by 21 points. And this was a game I really wanted to watch because I wanted to see how he would handle that Miami secondary. Jalen is back. Got Xavier Howard over there. And Patrick Mahomes has only thrown multiple touchdowns in back-to-back games twice in his career. You see what I'm saying? And I was looking to see what was going to go down with this today.
Wait, say that again?
So only 2 times in his career has he thrown multiple touchdowns in back-to-back games. I'm sorry, multiple interceptions in back-to-back games. I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, wait a second.
Multiple interceptions in back-to-back games. Yeah.
I was trying to think of even what you meant. I was like, what is happening right now? Okay.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Yeah, so very, very interesting. And that Chiefs defense is they playing. They playing. Yeah. We've been talking about them all year. This is, excuse me, I don't want to put them in any type of Super Bowl situation right now. We way early in the season at halfway point. But as you go back and look at most of those years that they've been successful, there weren't any great defenses there. They were very good defensive players. They were great players like Chris Jones. They were good players like Frank Clark. They've got Snead and Honey Badger was there for a while. But as far as playing the way this defense has played most of the season, it's special, man. I think they just got to find a way to get that offense going because that's what's been lacking so far this year is the offense. And I was one of the people that was trying to, I was trying to get on the phone and call Andy Reid and said, look, man, y'all need to call these people about Jerry Jeudy or something. Y'all need to send another receiver over there.
Right.
Devontae Adams. Now, granted, I know there's some money situations going on with the Chiefs, especially how they were sweating over getting that money to Chris Jones, which was a must. But something could have been worked out. But, man, maybe Rashee Rice is going to be the dude.
Sad part. It's all sad. But the saddest part in this moment, here was my original FanDuel, and I just grabbed one. Here was my original FanDuel lineup.
You didn't fumble. Huh?
Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, who is not doing anything. Rice, the Kansas City defense, and Ahmed. Now, I'm not saying it would be winning, but it would be okay. It would be okay because my lineup right now is not. It's not. But I can't say I really looked at McKinnon. I looked at him, but I didn't really consider grabbing him. But he did get into the end zone, so gotta salute that. He gets busy. But yeah, this is outrageous. But yeah, I'm not hyping Miami anymore if this game ends the way it's looking right now.
And you shouldn't, because you think about it. Everybody wants to know, are the Miami Dolphins a real team? And all I heard early in the year was people was already putting this team in the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl. And I'm like, man, we're just getting this thing started. Yeah, they waxing teams. We saw them hang 70 on, who was it, the Broncos? But bro, it's the Broncos. But when the Miami Dolphins have played good teams, they wet the bed. They played against the Philadelphia Eagles. What happened? Tell them what happened, Source. What happened?
Locked it down.
Yeah, no doubt. And granted, they got 48 hung on them by the Buffalo Bills. You know what I'm saying? So how good really are the Miami Dolphins? They just exciting. We just like watching Reed get busy. We know Reed get busy. I saw something earlier says that the Chiefs wide receivers in total have 1,185 yards and 6 TDs coming into today. Tyreek has 1,014 yards and 8 TDs by himself coming into the day. So we know they got luxury on both sides. But how good are they as a football team? And better yet, what's your feelings on Tua? Because I think Tua is fine, but that's the question that's in the chat.
First of all, let me say, whoever that was performing at halftime, when they had the distance shot, if somebody would say that's Patrick Mahomes in the middle, I would have been like, okay, it is. Because I really couldn't see him. But if he had on all red and white, I'm like, all right, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's performing at halftime. But anyway, it's two of him. I don't know. I can't blame this like squarely on Tua. Even now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, let me think back a little bit. No. Tua is nice. I don't care what nobody says. Tua is nice. But, I mean, it's a lot of hymns before you get to him. Not a lot, but it's some hymns before you get to him. Because you got to go through Jalen. You got to go through Mahomes, obviously. You got to go through Joe Burrow, who's on the screen right now, on my screen anyway, right now. Mm-hmm. Yes, you still got to look back at 30. I don't know how old is Aaron Rodgers. How old is he going to be next year when he comes back and gets busy?
It don't matter.
How old he is, you got to look at Aaron Rodgers. So you're not getting higher than 5, just off the top of my head. Just off the top of my head, you're not getting higher than 5. So right. Can he be him at 5? No. He can be nice. He can be good. And yeah, I like him. I like the way he plays. But him, I don't know. Because like I said, nobody cares about this. I'm going to say it anyway. When I played flag, Tua is me, dog. Tua is me. Everything you say about Tua, people say about Tua, it's me. It's me. Not strong enough arm, all that good stuff. Yet and still, somehow, the ball keeps moving up and down the field. I don't know. Maybe it's just the speed that the other people have. Maybe it's the combination of that speed and being able to make, decent decisions at the time. But it ain't working out today. Whatever it is, it ain't working out today.
Well, I'm not going to sit and say this game is over. It's only 21 points. You know what I'm saying? A couple of quick jumps pop off in the third quarter. They come out and we might have a ball game. So, I'm going to stay tuned and see what happens because for the most part, outside of a couple of plays, Miami's played decent defense. Just been the difference has been a couple of plays offensively. And then, of course, as we mentioned, the defensive score, they have to do with that. So, very interesting.
Even if it was just 14, even if that last thing didn't happen, like that would be a great difference. If it was 14 instead of 21, you can discuss 14. 21 get a little tough right there. Get a little tough.
Man, so the one crazy thing about it though is that this game is at 9:30 in the morning over here. You know what I'm saying? So, like. Frankfurt, Germany. Could you imagine? I don't know if we got anybody in here that's on the West Coast right now. Could you imagine? So what would they be getting up at 6:30 in the morning to watch this?
What time is it in Germany?
Nah, I ain't talking about Germany, but tell me what time it is over there. No, quick, tell me if you get it. I was talking about people on the West Coast.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they was getting up at 6:30 watch that jump. It's 5:14 now in Germany, so.
Oh, hey, that's in the evening though, right?
Yeah, it would have been 3:30 start.
Oh, well, they was good then. You imagine you folks on the West Coast watching this right now, where it's just 8:14 in the morning and it's halftime. That's crazy. Shout out to all y'all folks on the West Coast. I was talking to my cousin live over there, and I was like, well, I experienced it years ago, but just think about this. So we over here on the East Coast, we get the 1 o'clock games at 1 o'clock. Over there, they getting 10 a.m. games.
I have a
Feel me?
story. Go ahead. Keep talking, but I got a
They
story
get,
after you finish.
yeah, they getting 10 a.m. games. Then when we get into 4:30 games, you know what I'm saying? When they get into 1:30 games, you know what I'm saying? And then when Sunday night football comes on, it's Sunday night for us. And they got football starting over there at 5:15, 5:20 in the evening. You know, so I mean, I'm not gonna front. I don't like a lot of change, but I think I can get used to that. Because I can stay, you know what I'm saying? You
If
can
you're a
stay.
morning person, that's
Come
great.
with the NBA, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's
And
crazy.
if you're a morning person, that's a beautiful thing. Wake up at the crack of dawn. Hey, it's football on. Let's get to it. ASAP.
You talking about getting up and going to the sports bar or whatever, or you at the crib and you getting lunch together by the time the game kick off. Man, them
You
people
said
they're doing breakfast and brunch.
you say going to the sports bar. They ain't going to the sports bar for breakfast.
I bet you it happens.
Oh, it
You think
got to.
about it.
It got to.
Yeah, we on the East Coast. Think about your folks in the West Coast over there, man. It's going to watch like when the Niners or the Raiders and all them cats play. They legitly going to the sports bar and they getting eggs, they getting omelets, waffles. You know what I'm saying? They got a
Yeah.
plate full of bacon
Mm.
by kickoff time, man. It's crazy.
Plate full of bacon sounds good right now. But
People,
anyway, that's another story.
you always hear people talk about it's too early to drink, like to drink beer, but you never hear them say that about mimosas, right?
Oh yeah, they be on the
Yeah,
mimosa.
they in there. They lit.
You're right. You're right.
That's
Quick
crazy.
quick story relating to this. When my wife and I went to Vegas, it was during the Lakers Orlando Magic finals.
Right.
We set up our schedule, set up the shows that we're going to, blah blah blah, all that stuff. My wife asked me, "What time you want to like?" Not thinking, she asked me, "What time you want to go to the show? You want to go to the 7 o'clock, or you want to go to the 10 o'clock?" In my mind, I'm thinking 7 o'clock or 10 o'clock Eastern. I
Right.
think this was like game three. I think it was like game three. Man, we got ready to leave the hotel. It's like 5:15. I hit the TV right before we leave, and it's the Lakers on the TV. I was like, wait a second, what is happening right? Oh snap! I'm on the wrong time. They're gonna be playing while we in this thing. I was so heated with myself. Heated with myself for being silly. Because if I would have said the 10 o'clock, it would have been 1 a.m., on the East
Mm-hmm.
Coast. But I say the 7 o'clock. So we go into the joint at 5 something, which is 8 something. And it's just stupid. It's just stupid. But the Lakers ended up winning it all. It ain't matter in the end. But that was, yeah, I remember that joint specifically. I remember leaving the show and running to, not literally running, but walking to the sports betting joint in the hotel, being like, where the TV at? That we can see what's going on. And it was in the fourth quarter. Yep, I remember that joint.
You never forget that one.
Never forget that one.
Right. So we'll see what's going on over in Frankfurt, Germany. See if Miami can make a run. They come out with the ball in the second half. So by the time we get off of this here show, we'll see where they are at that point. So, but 21-0 KC as of right now. Let's see what Tua got in. One thing I wanted to touch on before we really get into these games, I had to talk about it, and it's crazy because some of our guys are in here who are probably very interested in this topic. They probably don't want to hear it right now, but I know they're very interested in this topic. And it's what's going on with the San Francisco 49ers, bro. Is it time for them to panic in San Francisco? They lost 3 in a row. They were riding high, bro. As you've seen the 1.5 billion memes, they ain't won nothing since your boy had that F Dallas shirt on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is really good? Like, should the people in San Francisco be worried right now?
A little bit. They should be on alert. They should be on high alert, to be honest. Worried? I don't want to say worried, but on alert, like paying attention. Because, all right, so you have Brock Purdy play however many games he played, 8 games before getting hurt and losing to the Eagles. We don't have to like really get into that part of it. But before that, they loved him. He was great, balling out. Start of the season, they love him, looking great, balling out, right? And balling out is not making the mistakes that are costing the games, and not looking bad. Not looking bad. Man, what? Since Debo been out, it
Yeah.
started when Debo went out, right?
Yep.
One would probably, one would probably say McCaffrey. If McCaffrey went out, we'd have all these problems. But it's Debo being out that is creating the problems. Now McCaffrey, like you can load up just like Seattle went out and got Leonard Williams
Mm-hmm.
to shore up the run and being like, we're gonna force Brock Purdy to beat us. I don't care what nobody say. We're gonna force Brock Purdy. If we're gonna lose, it ain't gonna be because McCaffrey is running up and down the field. Brock Purdy gonna have to do something. That's a whole different world than, all right, I gotta make these plays in these specific times, but they're not necessarily the most difficult plays. Like nobody's counting on me to lead us there. I just have to do my job when the time comes. That's two whole different things. That's two whole different things. Leading and being counted on to have to do everything is one thing. And it seems that having to do a little more has been the downfall of the offense.
People couldn't wait to jump all over him. Yeah, people couldn't wait to jump all over him. I don't know if I totally agree with all the negative stuff that people said about him. I think it's more to be seen because there's still a lot to be said that what they did accomplish. But to your point, yeah, it seems like all of a sudden when you take, one of the pieces away, all of a sudden, it's just like it makes it more difficult. It's almost like building a Lego set. You can build a Lego set, and you probably can still get the Lego set to stand up. You know what I'm saying? But when there's a piece missing, you can tell that piece is missing just by looking at it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that seems to be one of the big deals going on with the San Francisco 49ers. I saw something the other day. It was a crazy stat. It was something like, they say your boy Shanahan is something like, I think it was 0-37, I think it was, in games when the 49ers don't have a lead, I think of like 8 points or more. Right. Did I word that right? Oh, he was down by 8 points or more? If they were down by 8 points or more, yeah, that as great as they've been, that's been the one time when, that's been the time when people have been able to get them when they've had that little bit of a margin between them. So, we've seen them in plenty of games play some great football, and then all of a sudden, even if they were down by 3 or it was a tight game, 7 or less, we've seen some great games they play and they come back and do some things in the fourth quarter, create some stuff defensively. Somebody breaks one, somebody shows up, but they seem to have a myriad of issues. And they went out and made some moves. One of them was a signing of Chase Young. So I know a lot of people are excited about the possibility of having these two guys on opposite sides, possibly, or however they want to do their defense. They might have put them on the same side, like
side by side.
Yeah, side by side. They made the move early in the year when they got Randy Gregory. So they definitely trying to make sure that defense continues to be a problem. But there's been some chinks in the armor on that side of the football too, especially the past 2 weeks.
I can't wait
So
till we get a little later in the show and I'll bring back this conversation. That's for later. That's for later.
I like it. I like it. So now it's on watch, and I made the comment earlier in the week. They need to ask for an extra bye week. I ain't trying to be funny. They do. They need to ask for an extra bye week. Now that's just what it is. Nobody saw them reeling at the rate that they reel, and especially to the team that they're losing to. So we were talking about them as being absolutely the best team in the league up until about 3 weeks ago, and now I don't even know. I know who the best team in the league is, but I can't say confidently right now with the way they played that they're in that conversation.
I know one thing. Game we will talk about later might have the best team in the NFC coming out. Whichever one is the winner might be the one crowned in this moment as the best team in the NFC, because San Francisco is looking real shaky in the moment.
JB said definitely to get a cornerback and move Ward to free safety. Yeah, it's funny, JB, because when I watch Ward, he does a lot of stuff that I like at the corner position. There's been some times I've seen him make some great plays on the ball, shadow the receiver. But then, of course, he also ends up being a recipient of some pretty bad plays too. But he's been in plays where he's been in position. What was it the other week when he was in position? And that was it. When he guarding Addison, when Addison took the ball out of his hand. But I like Ward, man. I like Ward, but he's had a rough go. At least 2 of the last 3 games. Let's see what we got here. Steve, what up, man? Steve says you get them down by 8. That's exactly where you want them. Indeed, I can agree with that. And the numbers definitely bear that out. They definitely bear that out. Let me go back to something because we already agreed that both of us agree that there's issues with the San Francisco 49ers. But I saw this after we stopped talking about it when we were on our West Coast talk. And a couple of the comments was crazy. It's breakfast tacos and brews at 10 a.m. and we're on the West Coast. I can dig it. A plate full of bacon and beer. Yeah, who gonna tell me I can't do it? Who gonna tell me I can't do it? Better not tell me I can't do it. It's liable to go down. So, but yeah, we're gonna see what happens with San Francisco, man.
I'm definitely down for the bacon and beer. That's a thing.
You down with it?
I might try that out real soon. Why not?
It's all love. Hey, this is gonna be a crazy day in the league because there are a ton of backup quarterbacks that are going to be playing football today. A ton. You know, every week is something. We finally got a 16-week slate. What was it last week? And, again, and you had this, and you had only so many games this week. But this one is about the quarterback. So check this out. We're going to touch on the Monday night game. But you think about it. So we saw Levis get his second start. We're going to talk about him in a minute. We've been seeing Minshew play, right? We've been seeing Minshew play. The Browns. Have you seen a definitive answer on Deshaun Watson yet?
I thought he was not on the injury list. I thought
he was playing, but I haven't seen a definitive answer on that. So, but so we may or may not see PJ Walker. We've been seeing Zach Wilson for the Jets. Your boy Badgett again for the Bears. The Vikings, man. I got Kirk is gone, so that kind of put a damper on a little bit of my season. Yeah, I'm talking about Kirk. I know a lot of y'all happy Kirk got hurt, and you shouldn't be wishing for injury, but y'all just know that Kirk was slicing them up. Y'all ain't want to see that.
Y'all ain't want to see it.
Y'all ain't want to see it. You ain't got to admit it. Kirk did it to some of y'all teams, man. But they're going with Jared Hall today, which is interesting because they traded for Josh Dobbs. So and I thought immediately Dobbs was going in there, but they said they're going to go with Jared Hall today. But they did say it's a possibility as of early in the week. They wasn't ruling out that Dobbs wouldn't play. And we'll see if he suits whatever happens today. But we're getting Taylor Heineke. We know that name in Atlanta. The Raiders are going, not only they're going with a different coach, shout out Mr. Pierce over there, but they're going with Aiden O'Connell the youngin from Purdue. And then the Cardinals are going with Clayton Tune. People like, who? Yeah, Clayton Tune from Houston. So we're going to see a whole lot of unfamiliar faces on your TV screen today, and definitely on your red zone for sure.
Imagine being Clayton Tune and having to go see the Cleveland defense to start out your. God, who signed me up for this? Whose fault is this?
Did he do something wrong in practice? They might not like him too much.
Dang, that's a terrible thing. Terrible thing. But hey,
that is
after we get to about 4:30, you figure it can't get worse than that. If you're Clayton.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Let's see what we got here. So that's gonna be interesting. Let's talk about this Monday night game real quick. Recap before we pick these few games that we're gonna do. Did you see any of the Monday night football games?
Oh, Thursday night game.
Thursday night game. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Tennessee Pittsburgh. Yeah, I saw a lot of that game actually. And I was looking around like, who is this Najee Harris? Because I ain't seen that guy in a minute. I don't know what version that was.
He ain't seen himself. He ain't seen himself. It wasn't the greatest game to watch. It wasn't the most entertaining game. I was very interested to see though how Will Levis was doing his second stop. We just watched the homie throw 4 touchdowns in his debut last weekend, but he didn't have such luck in this one, and he was slinging it. But that Pittsburgh defense was a little tough on him. Levis finished 22 of 39 for 262, and he had that one interception. He actually could have had about 2 more. I watched a couple of passes he threw over the middle, and still defensive backs pretty much just kind of dropped, to an extent. So he didn't have the greatest day, but in my opinion, I do like what I saw from Will Levis overall. Yeah, he's very patient. Now, on some plays, I think he's a little bit too patient. I saw him hold the ball a little bit too long on a couple of them. But he looks confident. Yeah, he looks confident, though. Yeah, so I kind of like Will Levis. And so I wonder, we didn't see Tannehill get moved at the deadline. So I wonder, can Tannehill kick the ball? Can he play kicker?
He can go back to receiver.
That's what I was saying. Can he go back to receiver? Can he put him in the slot? Put him in the slot.
Big body. He ain't going back to quarterback.
Nah, he might not need to. I like what I see in Will Levis though. So interested to see if they go ahead and start him again in the next game.
Oh yeah,
I think he needs to stay there.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. I think it's his job at this point. I think it's his job. Even the commentators during the game, even though they didn't like the scoreboard of anything, they were still just praising him like throughout the whole game, regardless of what was going on. They were praising him, man. And I'm not mad at it. But yeah, he was getting a lot of praise to have taken the L like that.
It's funny though. So because before this game, of course, the trade deadline was before they played the other night. I didn't hear anything, but I wanted to get any offers or attempt to move Tannehill, because if you're thinking about possibly sticking with this guy at this point, this is crazy. And you only had 2 wins. You came into that game, you know what I'm saying, with only 2 wins. And the likelihood, now we've seen this before though with them, so I'm not gonna say anything, but the likelihood of them definitely making the playoffs was not great.
Right.
It's not great. Wonder why you didn't try to move Tannehill. Or did he move? Ain't nobody wanted to try to move him.
I was about to say, name a team that you think would have been in line to be like, hey, let me get Ryan Tannehill.
Minnesota.
I'm sure. They had already gotten Josh Dobbs, though.
Well, they added Josh Dobbs, but that conversation was out there to trade there. Now, let's be real. We don't think that Ryan Tannehill, we're not saying he's a great quarterback. We don't really, he might be a good quarterback, but Josh Dobbs has played well. He played very well, all things considered, with Arizona, but Josh Dobbs is not really a starter.
I mean, neither of them is going to get the ball to Jefferson and Addison like they're going to want, and Hawkinson like they're going to want. So, I mean, I'm okay with Minnesota not grabbing.
Dobbs throws a decent deep ball though, so that may. So two things I'm gonna give Dobbs. I will say this: he does throw a decent deep ball. All right, so that'd be right up the alley for Addison, and even that young kid they got Powell or whatever. And he played very well with Zach Ertz before Ertz got hurt, so that could bode well for T.J. Hawkinson, right? Who was a straight dog. We already know.
Right.
So I don't know. I just if you got them, so you had them and you got Arizona and Minnesota. You got the two teams that made the trade.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a possibility. But I don't know.
Yeah. Arizona ain't got to waste their time on Tannehill because they're not going nowhere. So ain't no need to even do no mess like that.
Yeah, Arizona's thing might have been was they'd already made up their mind too. I forgot Kyler Murray is supposedly nearing return because there's a lot of talk that Kyler Murray was going to play today, but then I saw something earlier. They say he's not playing today.
Right. Yeah, he's not cleared yet. He's not on the active list yet. So I think they have to clear him by next Sunday, maybe something like that, for him to be able to play within the next 21 days or whatever it is.
True indeed. So, but other than that, nothing really crazy about this game. The Deontay Johnson finally got in the end zone. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So that's probably the biggest thing that happened for the Steelers, other than them getting the victory. And now they sitting at 5-3. These Steelers are sitting at 5-3.
Yeah, that's crazy in itself. We got to give a shout out to Mike Tomlin.
Oh, for sure. Salute.
But the biggest story from the Pittsburgh side is George Pickens.
The man out here unfriending people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Locking people on social media.
Of course, we don't know the situation, but I'm like, ain't nobody make you not drag your foot on that one joint, but you. So you can't be so mad. Who you mad at? You better be mad at yourself. You better be mad at yourself.
He done went over to Pickett's house and got all his toys back.
Yeah, see, I ain't coming back over here, Kenny.
He loaned the man his dump truck, one of his PS5 video games, and his football. Yep, he went on and got all his stuff back. Yeah, so he be hanging with a new crew on Monday. You know what I'm saying? Right. So new friends at school. So yeah, we'll see all this probably get cleaned up. I mean, ain't too much they gonna do with it there anyway, and they're going and finish out the season and do whatever. But yeah, Pittsburgh Steelers, y'all, sitting there in second place behind the Baltimore Ravens. And that's good for the Steelers because they need to keep on winning to do what they need to do because they're only a game up on the surging Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah. Oh, the Bengals got a good one today, man. Can't wait to talk about that.
Oh, for sure. So let's get into it, man. First on the schedule, as far as games we picking today, I think we got we got six more we got to run through. It's going to be two teams coming in at 3 and 4. So that would be the Bucks taking on the Texans. So so Baker and the crew are traveling down to Houston. Bucks have lost 3 in a row after starting out somewhat strong. They've had a couple of tough opponents. But what you think about this game?
I don't think a lot about it because Baker Mayfield's involved. I don't know why I don't like Baker.
We understand.
Yeah, I don't even know why I hate Baker Mayfield so much. I don't hate him, but why I dislike Baker Mayfield so much. I think it goes back to Cleveland because he's always been cocky. He was cocky back at Oklahoma. Ain't nothing new. And we even talked to Ricky DeBerry a while back, a former Oklahoma linebacker, about who was cockier, Joe Mixon or Baker Mayfield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Incidentally, I saw Ricky last night. And SBP member Bruce Parker. I don't know if Bruce in here or not. He probably still asleep.
I think that was Bruce. Bruce was the one who was talking about the morning goodies with the beer, man.
Oh yeah, that sounds about right. Because Bruce was gone last night. I'm just saying, Bruce was gone last night. But that's another topic for next Sunday at the SBP meetup. We can talk about it then. But yeah, I don't know why I dislike Baker Mayfield so much, but I don't. I think it all goes back to Johnny Manziel for real, and it's just the reincarnation to an extent of that. But Baker Mayfield's obviously better as a pro. He's not even terrible this season. He's not terrible. I think he's terrible overall, but he's not terrible. He's 10 touchdowns, 4 picks, 65% completion percentage. He's not terrible, but I'm not a fan. And I'd much rather have CJ Stroud than Baker Mayfield on my fantasy squad, my real squad, my future squad, like whatever squad.
Tell us how you really feel. Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. What I'm watching in this game is basically to see how much the Bucs are going to blitz, because they tend to blitz a lot, and especially have one of the highest blitz rates in the third and fourth quarters a game. So I know they're going to try to come at the young quarterback. The one thing that we've seen, though, with C.J. Stroud in the games that he's had success against the blitz, man, he's actually doing a real good job, man. Yep. Hitting Dalton Schultz, hitting Nico Collins. I saw something. I think his quarterback rating is like 117, like 117 when he's being blitzed. So he's doing a great job of getting ready to football. I think they're going with Singletary running back today, though. There's going to be no Pierce out there. But I'm thinking this could be the week that the wide receivers for the Houston Texans wake up just a little bit. So I'm going to give them the win. 24-20. I think Baker may play well, but people been kind of sleeping on the Houston's front seven, especially their front four, and they've been actually getting a little heat on a few people. So they'll cause just enough problems for them. I got the Texans 24-20.
Okay, I got the Texans 27-17. Nico Collins gets back into the end zone, and Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield.
Good or bad? We've seen good Baker. I don't know. I'm gonna leave.
I've not seen.
He's good when Mike Evans doing things, so I'm gonna say that. Even though recently Godwin been trying to find a connection.
He good, but ain't nobody looking.
Next up, man, we got something that's gonna be really good. I'm pretty excited about this one, and I'm glad that it's spaced out, that it's popping off early, so don't interfere with our game. But this one right here, you get to see Geno go at it with the man, Lamar Jackson, who has the Baltimore Ravens humming. Got them humming. Both teams are humming. Because we were talking about the Niners earlier. The Niners are sitting in second place right now, behind the Seattle Seahawks. Carroll got them boys playing too. But I am really, really excited about this game, man. What about you?
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game to watch. I don't think that the average fan is really paying much attention to Seattle overall. I'm sure people have seen Seattle, win a couple games and all that, but I don't think they're really paying close attention to the way Seattle's playing offensively or defensively, especially against the run. So I'm excited to see what Seattle can do on the road in Baltimore, on the East Coast. That West to East is a problem for a lot of teams. Then you got Lamar, who is he's been doing his thug thizzle, holding it down, and Baltimore is rolling a little bit, or has been rolling a little bit over the last few. And but that one slip up might come back to bite them in the wherever you choose. Messing around with Pittsburgh. And now Pittsburgh's sitting at 5-3, I don't know. That ain't gonna be pretty when we get close to the end of this regular season.
Yeah. I'm just hoping the Seattle receivers are healthy, man. We've saw the last few weeks. There were some questions about Metcalf a couple of weeks ago. We've seen Lockett pop up on the injury report over the past week. And it's not that the young guys that Geno haven't been performing. We've seen Jackson and Jigba Smith or whatever. He got in the end zone week before last. He got it when he got his chance to shine. We've seen Jake Bobo get money last week. So they've been stepping up for him. They really need my guy Kenneth Walker, to get out there and do some damage out there because he's very capable.
Yep.
He is very capable. Walker is a type of running back that has the 1 week where he might hit you for 62 yards and he might not score, come back the next week and bust you for $137 and 2 scores. He is the real deal. Gus Edwards, though, for Baltimore, has had a really good 2 weeks. Last week, the man had 3 touchdowns.
Figures he would when I don't have him in my lineup. But anyway.
Yeah, Gus has had actually a really good. He's a guy that kind of goes in and out, but the past 2 weeks of him have been really, really good. The Ravens, though, man, the Ravens have scored 30 points in each of the last 2 games, so they really getting that offense rolling. The defense is actually playing really well, and this is the one thing for me, man. Do you understand that Lamar Jackson is 17-1 as a starter against the NFC?
That's crazy.
Since he's become the starter in Baltimore, his record against the NFC is 17-1. And he's going to be 18-1 after the day. I'm going to take the Ravens 24-19.
Who he lose to?
That is a good question. And I feel like I should know who it was he lost to, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm about to look it up, though. What NFC team? Somebody beat me to it in the comments. I should just ask y'all to do it. What every team has Lamar Jackson lost to? Hate the innocence on a preposition, but life goes on. He lost to the Giants, 24-20.
I feel like I remember that game.
That was, I don't see a date, though.
I feel like, was it the year that he took over? I don't remember. I feel like when you give me that score, I think I kind of remember that.
It was last year. It was last year. Yep.
Okay. I was wrong. So It was an NFC East team. Won't do one I wanted to be. Maybe, but it is what it is. But yeah, I got them 24-19 today.
24-19. Look like we're rolling pretty much the same prime as far as the outcome. 28-23. 28-23 Baltimore.
Okay. Baltimore keep on rolling, stay in first place if we are correct in this one. Next up, now the game is going to blow anybody the doors off, and it was way more appealing when they did the schedule. But it's some craziness here. You got the Vikings and the Falcons. So your boy Taylor Heineke will be taking on Mr. Hall from BYU. He'll be assuming quarterback duties today for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't even know how I feel about this game. I am kind of anxious to see exactly if the offense changes, and what I mean is the way the plays are called in Minnesota. We've seen an uptick in the running game just a little bit, as I talked about the past couple of weeks of Minnesota struggling to score touchdowns from the running back position. But slowly but surely, Cam Akers is getting more and more touches. And I think what they're going to want to do until Hall gets comfortable is try to establish the running game against Atlanta. I'm pretty sure Atlanta's going to attempt to run the football, though. There's no Drake London out there for them today. He's not playing. Not that they don't have 2 capable tight ends to do some of the dirty work. But I think both teams try to establish the run in this game.
I don't disagree, Prime. On the Minnesota side, we should see a lot of Cam Akers. Yeah, like you said. On the Atlanta side, I mean, they like to run the ball anyway a little bit, but I think they're gonna let Heineke flow though, bro. I feel like they're gonna let Heineke flow. And I think, I don't know, Prime, Drake London and Kyle Pitts, somebody might eat today. Somebody might eat today.
London's out today.
Oh, I'm sorry. That you did say that.
So it might Kyle be Jonnu and whoever. Yeah.
I mean, Jonnu might be back there throwing the ball once or twice. You never know. Things go as previous. I'm a roll because I don't have much on Hall. But when quarterbacks get thrown out there for the first time. Can't trust it. Will he make it through the whole game? Will he still be out there by the end of the game? That's probably as good a question as anything. If I was making my picks today in the SBP Pick'em contest, I'd go Atlanta. So I'm going to go with Atlanta at this point. In a low-scoring game, 23, and I call it low-scoring. It's not that low-scoring, but 23-16 ATL.
My score was 24-16 ATL.
There you go.
24-16 ATL. I do want to see, though, like I said, I don't know if we'll see any Dobbs, but the talk was that both of them could end up playing. So we'll see if he's even suited up. I guess he's going to have to because I don't know who the third string. Unless they did Minnesota bring somebody up from the practice squad? I don't know. I haven't seen any news like that. But if he gets in the game, like I say, things do change a little bit because he can throw the ball decently enough deep. And then maybe that opens up that element for Jordan Addison. Then we might be talking about something different.
Sean Mannion got moved up.
Sean Mannion?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He got signed to the practice squad. I take that back. He only got signed to the practice squad. So
interesting enough.
I guess they just winging it.
Another one. The Rams and the Packers. The Rams and Packers are going to get busy today. Word is that Stafford is very unlikely to play. It will be bringing in Brett Rippon to start for the Rams. And this is going to be interesting because Puka Nacua and Kupp had it kind of rough last week. The dudes with the silver helmets and silver pants, whatever, kind of did them people dirty last week. Found a way to contain them. So they itching and ready to get busy this week. But the thing is, can Rippon somewhat simulate what Stafford has been able to do early in the season? And they take on a Packers team, which is funny because we watched the first couple of weeks and we thought the Packers was okay. They might be onto something with Jordan Love, and then they began to struggle a little bit. And now we just don't know what type of team the Green Bay Packers are. So, not the greatest game as far as headlines, but it's something to watch.
Something to watch indeed. Nacua has been on the injury list all week. He's still listed as questionable, but of course he'll play. Expected to play, so he'll be out.
I think he's been questionable like each of the last 3 weeks, three games.
Yeah. So the real question is
questionable last week for sure.
Will excuse me, sorry. Will Rippon be able to get the ball to Kupp and Nacua and Atwell, but just Kupp and Nacua for the most part? And does that scare anybody? Like traveling to Green Bay, I have no, like I don't have any great belief in Green Bay at this point because, like you said, we thought they were decent at the beginning of the season. They seem to be on the right track, and it's been a little shaky since then. And I feel like Jordan Love is not getting a lot of help. Like, I'm not saying that he's playing the greatest, but I feel like he's not getting a lot of help from his options.
It's like Romeo, like Dubs. He might want to show up in week 2 and don't show up again in week 5.
Right.
Christian Watson comes back, okay, makes one big play, then you'll hear from him for another game and a half. Yeah, I don't think he's getting a whole lot of help either.
So this game is ugly, regardless how you look at it. I think it's going to be an ugly game today. And it could go either way. But just because Green Bay is at the crib, and I don't know if you can see it behind me, but this Green Bay blanket is back here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't want to have to fight my child. So I'm going to go Green Bay. 24-21. 24-22.
I got the Packers 2017.
2017. It's one of those weeks where we pick the same team to win the game. 4 out of 4 so far. I have a feeling that might change a little bit, but.
All right, things about to heat up. We got 2 games left, but they are undoubtedly the 2 biggest games of this week's schedule, period. You know, we talked about how much we do love the Seattle and Baltimore matchup. That's probably the third best game, I guess. But
Right.
or maybe the fourth game, depending
Fourth.
on how you value. Yeah, pretty much you value what we are watching right now over in Frankfurt, Germany. So,
I don't know,
but
man. I don't know. I
undoubtedly,
mean,
these next two are pretty special.
indeed.
So let's go on and get into it then. Next up would be
Don't do it,
the
Brian. Don't
Dallas
do it.
Cowboys traveling to the supposed city of brotherly love. There ain't no love in Philly. Ain't no love in Philly. One of the worst places ever to go to. You got jails inside the stadium and all that. I mean, y'all fighting people over there. You know, it's just crazy. But we got Dak taking on Jalen Hurts today in a big matchup. And Dak Prescott has had great success against the Philadelphia Eagles. The question is, will that continue today? But Source, you can come out of hiding and talk about this matchup because your boys got problems, man. Your boys got problems on their hands today. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Look at this. The question is, are you going to still have all that on come 7:30 this evening?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of clothes. So either something hip hop related or something Eagles related, a little bit of Lakers, but yeah. So I'm definitely gonna have on the same gear, regardless of the outcome. Plus, we go hard with the Eagles. It's Bird Gang all day, regardless of outcomes and all that. It's always Bird Gang. So
I got you. So you feeling pretty good about this game today?
no, I'm not feeling good at all about this game. Not because I don't think the Eagles are going to win, just because there's literally, like, we could talk about this game for the next, how many hours to the game? What time is it? It's 12 o'clock. We could talk about this for the next 4.5 hours. And none of it would matter because there's no telling. There's no telling what's going to happen today. If you look at the defenses, depending on the situation, I mean, you got the Cowboys defense is highly ranked, all the way across the board. The Eagles defense shows up in a lot of ways, especially with that defensive line. So you might say, man, they might lock things up. It might be like 13-10. It might be 16-13. You could look at this game and be like, man, the way the Cowboys just put up points last week and they've done in multiple games this season, and when they're clicking. And now CD just went crazy. Like, they might be on. They might be right. And you already know the Eagles can put up points pretty much at any time, depending on themselves more than on their opponent. So it could be 41-38. I have no idea what's going to happen. No clue. But what I do know, hold on. Let me get my. What I do know is that earlier today, we were talking about the San Francisco 49ers. You remember that?
I do.
You remember that time we was talking about the defense playing well and then Brock Purdy playing better?
Yeah.
And maybe it's just me. But has anybody else noticed that Dak is on fire when the defense leads the way or makes it, like, puts up points on the board? Like when he feels comfortable going on the field, Dak be lighting it up. It's like he got a blanket like this one. He got a whole blanket on before he go on the field to do anything. He'd be like chilling. Even if I make a mistake, I think we all right. So he'd be out there, Jones, slinging it.
Even if I stutter, I'ma still come on.
Now let something go wrong. Let the score be 10-0 Eagles. Let the score be 10-0 Eagles. You might as well say it's 30-6. You might as well say it's 30-6. That's all I'm saying. The man performs based on what's going on around him, not based on himself. So if the Cowboys defense gets 2 sacks on the first drive and it's a short punt, Dak might come out there joint and hit boom, 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 3 for 3, 47 yards, and they go in and score a touchdown. He might be feeling good. Let the Eagles go down the field and score a touchdown and see what happens. Let the Eagles score twice and see what happens. Let it be 14-3 and see what happens. That's all I'm waiting for. That's all I'm waiting for. That's all I'm waiting for. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott look alike. If Brock, you know the Spider-Man meme? You know the Spider-Man meme? They be looking at each other. That's it. Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott just looking at each other in the mirror. We're brothers. Yeah. We're happy and we're yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because, like I say, Dak has actually performed very well. The last 3 games he started against the Eagles, he's beaten them. Matter of fact, if we go back even to the Cowboys,
I knew this was
over the last 10 games, are 7-3 against the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's been some great success there. And you see all the scores as we go up and down. We do know last year that they didn't see each other. Dak was out for the first game. Hurts was out the second time. So they didn't even face off on opposite sides last year. But you gave a very, very good analysis of Dak Prescott. And it's actually true. It's actually true. What I'm hoping for is the defense comes to play the way they have in quite a few games, like they did last week, like they did early in the season. Philly poses a problem, though, because Philly can, when they want to, run the football. And you know if there's a weakness, the Cowboys scheme up their defense and they get ready to try to shut everything down passing-wise, and there's less people near the line of scrimmage and teams can actually run at them. I know for a fact that Sirianni is going to design plays to run right at Michael Parsons, because that's how you get him. Not only do you double team him, sometimes triple team him, you run right at him. Hopefully Quinn is smart enough. Well, I know he's smart enough, but he gets to the point where he moves them around. We've seen some of everything. He's going to need to against that offensive line. Now, Philly, though, I'm not 100% convinced of a couple of things. One, that they still are the same defense that everybody was hollering about last year. Because while they've played well, they don't look like the same pass rush to me. You know, I'm also not 100% convinced that your quarterback is really 100% healthy.
You don't have to be convinced of that because you know it ain't true. Because he's not.
Yeah, so that's what's going to be real interesting to watch. But one thing that does worry me, though, is as good as we played, and everybody's talking about DaRon Bland, who's been phenomenal. DaRon Bland, to me, is still a slot corner. If you look at the picks last week, he's getting stuff, you know, in that slot. You know, they start him on the other side. I would feel a whole lot better about slowing down A.J. Brown, who has been on an absolute tear of 125-yard games, if number 7 was still playing, but that's not even a possibility. That we know he's gone. He's gone for the season. So I'm interested to see what they're going to draw up, because you can't just say, okay, I do this and I go Gilmore over here, because we already know what Smith can do. Right. So this is going to be a really, really interesting football game, man. And I just don't know, man. I just don't know. But you look like in the middle of everything that you told me, you act like you kind of confident over there, like y'all about to handle business against the visiting team. Is that correct, sir?
What you want me to say, Brian? You got the hat on.
Tell the truth. Speak the truth.
You got the hat on. You got the hat on. I ain't have on nothing. You had the hat on.
I just got on the hat, though. You didn't got the shirt. Like, you probably got the socks on. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I got on cowboy pajama bottoms right now.
I don't do it. I overdo it. So it got to be that way. It got to be that way. Now, to be honest, like I said, This game could go either way. Regardless of what happens, there will be no surprise. There will be no surprise. If the Cowboys came in and the Eagles turned the ball over and looked crazy, I'd be like, yep. If the Eagles go out there and the Cowboys turn the ball over and look crazy, I'd be like, yep. If the Cowboys if the Cowboys run the ball, like that'll be a surprise. Like the only surprise would be if the Cowboys run the ball down, down our throats. Pause for the pausers out there. If as long as that doesn't happen, like nothing else would be a surprise. Good play, bad play, especially on the offensive end. But I don't expect the Cowboys to be able to just run the ball on the Eagles. That's the one thing I do not expect.
They ain't done it all year. They ain't run on nobody.
I'm just saying that's like the only thing that I can't see happening. I don't know, Prime. Like respectfully, I'm picking the Eagles. Like I'm not even a homer when it comes to picks all the time. Because the Eagles are always good. So I don't have to be a homer. I pick them because they're supposed to. Anyway, today at the crib, I gotta go with the Birds. And like I said, it could go either way. I think we're gonna fall into that middle range of scoring, maybe a little high on the middle range. Maybe even the Eagles jump out and the Cowboys come back. Similar to last season's first game.
I don't know about that.
Similar to last season's first game. So I'm going with the Eagles. We'll cross that 30 point. Let's call it 31. Let's call it 31-27, Prime. 31-27. The Philadelphia Eagles fly. Eagles fly.
Well, we're gonna see. Like I said, you mentioned the deal about running football. We ain't ran on nobody all year, but let the people tell it. That's all they was waiting for Tony Pollard to be the lead back, and the running game has been trash. Offensive line is pass protected, somewhat good. Run blocking, trash. But very encouraged by what I saw by CeeDee Lamb last week. Very encouraged that they were actually getting Jake Ferguson the football. Nice touchdown play they had last week. Not as impressed about the other two guys, even though Cooks finally got a touchdown and got in the end zone last week. And sometimes I wonder why Michael Gallup is even on the roster. Right? He make a play here too, there too, but I have to rely on the Dallas Cowboys defense to keep them in it and make some plays. Maybe come up with that great special teams play as well. Devontae Turpin, the way they've been using him in the offense, especially not just returning punts, has been great. Maybe we can drop some of that as well. But the Cowboys, hey, I know this thing could get ugly and go in the wrong direction, but I'm going to pick the Dallas Cowboys to win this football game today. It is what it is. 28-27. Bomb burner goes down to the wire. And, hey, Cowboys come out on top by 1.
If the Cowboys win this game, will you be willing to say the Cowboys are the best team in the NFC at this point?
I can't just say that as a blanket statement, right? Because it depends on how they play. You can win a game and look like crap. That's you know what I'm saying? Just because you win a game and you beat the team that most people say, a lot of people say is they're the best team, and how did they play in the game? If they come out there completely dominant, or they ain't got to be dominant, but they play a really good game while winning it, I would say they got to be in the conversation. I'll just say that. They would have to be in the conversation. But we got to just see what happens, man. And as far as the fans, we already know how this going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. We know how this is going to go, especially in the group, the SVP group, especially. Because Philly fans and some of you other fans don't really want to recognize that y'all know y'all got a problem, man. Y'all got an issue. Y'all know how y'all are, right? So if y'all win this game today, I already know the 85 memes coming up there, the Dak this memes coming up, All that's coming. Y'all gonna be talking smack, running your mouth, this, that, and the third. Man. If the Cowboys win this game, it's gonna be a few people that's gonna poke back because y'all didn't poke them, but it's gonna be somewhat quiet. But then y'all gonna come out and say to the people, to the few Cowboy fans, they say something. That's why nobody don't like y'all. All this, that, and the third. See, Cowboy fan can't win, so it don't matter. Pay's been relatively quiet for the past couple of weeks. San Francisco that lost 2 weeks in a row, and granted, 3 weeks in a row. But granted, we saw a couple of posts. It's gonna happen. Stuff is on the internet. It's been relatively quiet, right? But let it been the other way around. We know how this gonna go. We know how this gonna go. And you ain't because you know that's how it's gonna go too. Even if you don't say nothing, and you might say something, but you said, I already know what's coming. It been some people on the page that's been quiet, is I don't know what. Past they coming. They coming. And even though the Dallas Cowboys do have some idiot fans, some of y'all idiot fans. We might be brethren, y'all some idiot fans. They ain't nowhere near as bad as most of y'all make them. Y'all be making up stuff. And it's coming today. Oh, yeah. Oh, I ain't like that. I was going back over what said to me. Yeah, my dude at work be talking smack. But the dude at work ain't saying it. You making up people now. Y'all making up people. Talking about people all in y'all inbox, man. Y'all be making up stuff. If the Dallas Cowboys win today, it'll be some celebration. It might be a couple of punches thrown, but it's gonna be all love. If the Dallas Cowboys lose this game today, y'all gonna lose y'all mind. And some of y'all gonna become the biggest liars out here ever, making up people who don't even exist. I just wanted to say that, and I can do that because I can. All right, but anyway, yeah, Source.
Yeah, Brian, I hear what you're saying there, guy. I can hear what you're saying. It's going down.
And I want to be clear. Do what you do. I ain't even mad. Like, do what you do. That's your fandom. Do your thing. You know me. It don't bother me. But I'm just telling you what's going. I'm speaking for those who can't speak or not gonna speak. Or when y'all say one or two words for them, they're gonna cower up a little bit and go about their business. Y'all know I ain't the one. I love y'all, but I ain't the one. I gives a damn. Well, go ahead.
I don't think I have anything to add.
I just want to put it out there and break it down so it's forever broken. All right. Anyway, I forgot we got one game to go and we getting up out of here. All right, because there's a good game brewing this fourth quarter. We got to see what's going down with it. But we got the Bengals hosting the Buffalo Bills today. Well, actually, on Sunday Night Football later on tonight. A game that features two of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. One of them is often criticized, and rightfully so, in Josh Allen. The other one has had his ups and downs, but seems to be on a serious uptick right now with the red-hot Cincinnati Bengals. So this is going to be a good game. And unlike the game that we're watching now with the Dolphins and the Kansas City Chiefs, this game is a primetime football game the way it should be. But I am so hyped. I'm so excited to see this one. And I really like both of these quarterbacks. Source, do you have anything to say about this game that people don't already know, or your feelings or whatever? What do you feel about this one?
I'm glad you asked, Prime. I hope that people remember the last primetime meeting we saw with these two teams. And, just remember the game is the game, and it can be taken away real quick, and people can be taken away real quick, Lives can change real quick. Not to make it sad or somber or anything, I'm just saying, it's a lot going on, and I just hope that is appreciated, remembered, saluted, even on a daily basis, on a daily basis, on a game by game basis, that we remember these things, or at least consider these things when watching these great athletes that we appreciate so much do what they love and do what we love to watch. Two of the best quarterbacks in the league going at it once again. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, both of them are playing good football, especially Joe Burrow right now. He's turned things around, as had the Cincinnati Bengals on a whole. They look a lot better. They look a lot more like the team that we expected to see from the jump. But for whatever reason, Cincinnati like to play games. They like to play. They be doing trick or treat with the first couple weeks of the season. I don't know what they be doing. They just be like, whatever. We're gonna do what we want. We still gonna be around at the end. So similar to what Miami's doing right now. Do what they want, but still gonna be around at the end. I'm looking forward to this game. Does big play Gabe show up once again?
I believe
In those
he will.
big play moments. Do we get the Burrow Chase connection on a regular basis 13, 14 times a day? I don't know. But it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm sorry, Prime. Miami moving the ball, and it's got my attention.
I see.
Got my attention.
I see.
Yeah.
Told y'all this game might not be over.
I'm definitely looking forward to that game tonight. So we're starting out the day with a big game that's on right now, ending the day with a big game, and of course we've got the that Dallas and Philadelphia game in the middle.
Yeah, this is going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. I know we talk about Josh Allen all the time, and the criticism, which is most times is warranted, that he gets. But he still produces. He's leading the league in total QBR right now, and I also believe he's leading in completion percentage. So even with all the mistakes that he makes, and he's probably going to give up one or two tomorrow, interception, two or interception and a fumble, the dude still makes plays. And you mentioned Gabe Davis. You got to think about that total receiving core that they have now. It ain't just about Diggs no more. We spoke on it last week in the last game, because they played the Thursday night game. They had four receivers, if you include Dalton Kincaid at the tight end, that all had 65 yards or more.
Wow.
So spreading the ball, getting it done, they're going to do that. I expect the Bengals to continue, whose defense has been playing a lot better the past couple of weeks, continue to deploy the schemes that they do. They love blitzing Mike Hinton out, off of that corner, or sometimes he lines up in the slot. They love bringing him in. They're going to try to do that to try to rattle Josh Allen. I think it's going to be a really good game. And the defense is still a pretty good defense, a hard-hitting defense. They've given up quite a few yards on the ground, so there may be some opportunity there for Mixon to actually at least get some yardage, but they're going to have to punch it in. I think I'm going to ride with the Bills. I know the Bengals are hot right now, and we know how they get on these streaks. But it's something about, just something about Buffalo in these night games. It's just something about them. I've watched night games where, your boy would turn the ball over 3 times in the game and they still win. It's just something about Buffalo in these night games. So I'm going to ride with them. I think the game is going to be very entertaining. I think both quarterbacks make spectacular plays. I like the Bengals receiving core, but outside of Chase, they haven't really all been there. But the Bills are getting help everywhere that everywhere that's needed, from the first receiver down to the fourth receiver and even the tight end. So I think that's the deciding factor for me. Buffalo 31-27.
Buffalo 31-27. All right. I like all the reasons you said, and if I was a logical person all the time, I'd probably agree with you, especially on the point of getting contributions from multiple people as opposed to having to count on one skill player to perform at the highest level. But I'm still going with that one skill player performing at the highest level. Bengals on a roll, feeling good, doing their thing, and I'm going Cincinnati 35, Buffalo 33, in a barn burner shootout at the OK Corral.
Man, we can get them that type of scoring on Sunday Night Football. I love it.
We need
That's
that.
what I love it.
We need that.
I love it. Yeah, so ought to be a really, really good game. I cannot wait to check that one out as well. I might be happy going into that game. I might be a little sad going into that game, but at least it's a good game to watch. At least if the Cowboys lose today, I'm not going into a dud.
True.
You know what I'm saying? At the 8:00 game, we lose today. You know, at least give me something exciting to watch. Make me feel a little bit better. I'm saying so, at least for the time being. So it is what it is. Those of you that are listening, don't forget. Next week we have the SBP meetup. So if you are in the 804 area, I will be traveling to the 804 area. I'll be posting. There's more things to come. I'll be posting a video either today or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. I'm just reminding everybody. But we are going to be on the Buffalo Wild Wings on West Broad Street. 1 p.m. games. We're asking everybody to get there as close to noon as possible. As I will repeat again in the video, just because that we got a better chance of getting as many people sitting together as we can. They're not gonna let us hold any tables. They like to see bodies in the place. So I think each of the last 2 years we've had like 2 long tables, I think, or maybe one of these years we had 2 long tables and they gave us like a little mini table. I don't know, but it would be great. Come out, eat some wings, drink some beer, chop it up with your people. And get in front of everybody face to face and have some fun. But that will be next Sunday for the 1 p.m. games. We're trying to meet up around noonish. I believe a source and I discussed it. I believe we may jump on for about 30 minutes that morning. I think we did last 2 years. We'll do some real quick picks, maybe some final words before we see you good people who are coming. And I'm excited because I had a couple of people that didn't make it. I haven't been to one, actually. Both said that they are attempting to come. So I know one of them is definitely coming. So let's get out there and have some fun. Other than that, if you're watching us on YouTube or Twitter, come on over to Facebook as well if you have a Facebook page. The SBP, Sports Talk is our thing, but hip-hop, television, and movies are always in play. We would love to have you. Source, what you got for the people, man?
Ain't too much going on, Prime. I have the thought, the idea to try my hand. Like, since I play so much music, I think I'm gonna try my hand at the DJ thing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me you got a new TR-808 or something.
The TR-808 is. I'm gonna start making beats. I'm gonna get a Roland, get a ASR 10, SP 1200. I don't know. Now I think I'm gonna try the DJ thing, Prime, here soon. We're gonna see. It ain't cheap, but we might have to try it, Prime. We might have to try it. That can be out here like Arvin on the 1s and 2s, making it do what it do. I'm watching y'all on the 70-inch, as you should. I don't know who that is. I'm gonna guess it's Steve Mosley.
Don.
It's a Mosley. That's a Mosley comment. That's a Mosley comment. Hold on.
It's my guy right there.
Hi, look, cuz. I'm good. Yeah, so I ain't got nothing going on for real. Just a regular. Oh, y'all might have missed Friday night. I did Class of 88. Will Smith has a podcast that he's hosting, and it's called Class of 88, where he's talking to different people from hip hop that had albums come out in 1988. Mm-hmm. I've only seen or heard one episode, but that joint was fire, talking about how Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince became Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Yep. And but yeah, so I did Class of 88, did all 88 joints for like 3 hours, something like that, Friday night. That was a good time. And we back at it doing what we do. Maybe later today, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, we out here. Follow, subscribe to the YouTube Source and Company. Do something. Buy the book, even though there are no more books. But I'm gonna have to order some more because some people want some. So I'm gonna be pushing the book again in about another week or two. So just know that.
Oh, shit. Yeah, and for my and there's probably few in here, but for my basketball fans. See, basketball is ramping up, and especially for the ladies. They get into it this week. It is upon us. We got actually Notre Dame and South Carolina will be playing over in Paris.
In Paris,
So, yeah, man, I seen now Ivy over there with Don Sterling, showing each other love over there. So I can't wait.
Yep.
And my Lady Vols are playing scrimmaging the USA team today. So get in that little practice with the USA folks today. So college basketball is among us. If you like men's, if you like women's, or love women's basketball like I do, this is our time. It's about to tick, baby. So that's why I'll be spending most of my time outside of everything else. But that's all I got.
Word. Yeah, we lit, baby. We lit. Gonna be a good week.
No doubt. So like I said, we'll catch y'all for in about 30 minutes, probably about 30 minutes or so next week before we get out there to the meetup. So, but there will be a video coming out. You probably post it tomorrow. Just a reminder, quick video, 2-minute video of the particulars about the SBP meetup next Sunday. I cannot wait. It's going to be lit.
Prime, I just took a good look at the background. I see that FSU hat over there, baby. It looked good. It looked good. You see
that right there?
Yes, sir.
The Seminoles are headed to the ACC championship game. My man just sent me a joint the other day talking about shout out to my man Myron. I don't know, a lot of y'all around Richmond may or may not know Myron, but he wear FSU all day, every day. That's my guy.
That's the dude that we talked about before, right?
Yeah. He already sent me a joint of his hotel that he already booked for the ACC championship game. So he was just down at the weight game last week, right? And he is now booked he has already booked his hotel room for the ACC championship. I believe it's in Charlotte. So shout out to my man. I will say this though, very intriguing because everybody's going to all these NFL games, and you already know I've been to tons of them. I'm very intrigued now, being that it's been a few years since the Seminoles have come anywhere close to here. Like they haven't come to UVA. It's been a few years now. You know, I went to that game, right? So I might have to take a trip. But I look at this schedule. The first thing that popped up is they're gonna be playing at Duke next year. I know people like at Duke, big deal, but shoot, it's not a super long drive for me. But a buddy of mine mentioned, and I went and looked at the schedule for next week. And shout out, I gotta give with my bro Randy Dock because he is a Notre Dame fan. I don't know, man. We might be trying to take a trip down to South Bend State.
Indiana? What?
Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother Randy Dock. I gotta holler at Randy. But yeah, we might be trying to do that. But if we're not going to do it, or depending how my pockets look, even if we are going to do it, still might take that trip down to Duke as well.
That's dope. Yeah, that Duke trip ain't too bad. I went down there earlier this year.
Yep. So, Florida State Seminoles. Source and I are both fans. Don is a fan as well. Right now, 9-0, first time, I think since 2014, something like that. So,
seemed like since 1979, but that's another story.
Yeah. So, and we got a few breaks along the way, but a win is a win, and I take what I can get. So, shout out to Mike Norvell and and the squad down there. I'm saying, go Seminoles, go.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. But we about to get out here, man. We're going to holler at y'all next time, holler at y'all next week, and see some of y'all next week. So it is what it is. But appreciate y'all. Peace.